me?
Yeah.
How is that? Good?
Yeah. Can you hear?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually on a couch.
Well, I'm sitting on my famous spot. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. It's 8 o'clock.
Yes, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes. Thank you all for joining the Snazzy Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Keisha B.
And I'm Tanisha Miller.
What's going on, girl? How was your week, your weekend?
Oh, the weekend was great. Nice relaxation, you know.
Yeah.
Friday. Oh, well, no, Friday I went to go visit a girlfriend of mine that lives out here. And I hung out with her and her family, and we had a good time. And then I just relaxed Saturday.
Okay.
We did church service and we just relaxed.
Yeah.
And then we went out last night. And that's where I had some really good food. Because remember I was telling you about the food, the taste buds here? So last night it was really good. I had a half a chicken.
Did you have the whole, like, the half a chicken? Like,
Yep.
it was that good, Tanisha.
But I didn't eat it. I didn't eat it all. And then I said to Daryl, I don't want to, well, long story. I didn't want to walk around with the food. It's a lot of people. So the guy was like, well, either you eat as much as you can or throw it away. And I was like, oh my God, it's so good. I could have this tomorrow. I'm thinking about what I could be doing with this half a chicken. So I wound up eating as much as I can, and then that was it. Because I would have left there, dance, and I would have been like, went back to the car. Oh my God. He'd be like, what happened? I left the chicken.
Yeah. Holding a bag of food.
Right. So, no. Mm-mm.
Well, at least you guys had some good air quality last week.
Yeah.
In New York, the air quality was like, oh gosh.
I know.
Crazy.
But I know. I pray for you guys. I said, wow.
Yeah. But I was still outside.
I know you was. You and all these other people I know, they were still outside as well, girl.
It smelled like a barbecue.
Yeah. It smelled like a barbecue.
That's what it did.
Wow.
For real. I didn't do much at all this weekend. Did I do anything at all this weekend, Lloyd? Ask my daughter. I don't remember.
Just relax, right?
No, I was relaxing this weekend, definitely.
Yeah.
All day Saturday, I was just relaxing.
Oh,
yeah.
And I did some Sabbath activities. I did some painting.
You did?
Yeah, I made these.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I made this, and I made this one.
Okay. Red. Right. The red and blue, yeah.
Scarlet and crimson blue.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. If I had another one, it would have been purple, because those are the colors. Those are the colors for God.
Yeah.
Crimson blue, scarlet, red, and purple.
That's nice. That is so nice, yo.
So yeah, that was part of what I did too, and I'm all excited now. I'm going to Michael's, and I'm going to buy all these things, and I'm going to paint all these different things. It's so
like arts and crafts.
Yeah, it's so relaxing, and I love arts and crafts.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I love arts and crafts.
Me too.
Just sitting here doing this yesterday, I was killing Daryl with all my arts and crafts stories from back in the days and all the stuff I used to love to do, and
yeah,
how
it ease the mind too.
It does ease the mind, and how I could have been a millionaire if I would have put some of that stuff into works. But you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, I know, because when you see these people with their art and stuff like that, it's like script scrabble, like that's $1 million. Really?
Right. Jeans was my thing. I used to cut out the jeans and decorate them for my mother coworkers at the police department.
Okay.
And they would give me their jeans and their jean jackets, and I would put designs on them, cut it out, use that art paint. That you could write on, and I would do that. And I said to Dad, well, who knew? That could have been a big thing. Because look, now they cost $100 and $200 to put all this crap on some jeans. And I won't buy them because I know that I can do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so true.
I like arts and crafts.
It's so true. Mm-hmm. Definitely need that. So this week, touching on God, of course.
Yes.
Asking many, do they believe in God, or what's their stories and stuff like that. As you know, I believe in God right now.
Right, exactly. Like have you ever had doubts in God when you were younger?
Yeah, those doubts when I was younger. It's like when you're young, 10 years old and stuff like that, and then you see your mother praying. Like, who are you praying to? Who are you talking to?
Right.
Where's the person at? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to actually look into like, okay, you're talking to someone, spiritual person per se, you know,
Right.
How can I connect to that? But I couldn't, you know, at a young age. I'm like, that close to myself. It was like my imaginary friend. Like I can't get it, you know.
Right.
There's times that I was just tease her and just to get on her skin and stuff like that, you know. Like I can understand, like, how can you make a human being with a rib and this and that? Like, it's y'all crazy. This is fake. Like, you know, y'all reading this book that somebody else like wrote for you. You know what I'm saying? To actually, it's like a novel. You know, so that's how I was very stern. Couldn't tell me nothing. You know, couldn't convince me about nothing or anything. You know, so moving. That's when I became like, okay, this is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's Bible. So, you know, I put it together like, okay, somebody wrote the Bible to tell you how to actually have basic life skills. Right. That's how I took it as. But as far as a human being, making another human being, making animals, making dirt, making trees, making that, I'm like, nah, this is impossible. There's no way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? Like, she had to explain that to me, like, how? Because my 101 questions, you know? Like, how is that possible? So I had to actually learn that and actually have other people, you know, tell me things about how was that possible. Right. Even sometimes I do have my doubts, you know, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was somebody here before the person that was here before that, you know? So I'm like, okay, you made the animals, but the animals was here before you was here. So that's how I was taking it growing up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go ahead, I got it. Chime in. Right. Okay. So I had doubts about God. Well, I knew about God. My mom would talk about God. She talk about God all the time. Tell me about God. Tell me all these stories. Tell me all this different, you know, these different things about God. And I'm like, okay, I'm same thing as you. Like, okay, but at the point in time, I'm thinking, you know, well, he's just someone we don't see. We just don't know. You know, and she would always talk about God. Tell me about the Bible. Read Psalms. You know, read this, read that, do that. But at that time, my mom, I guess she had so much negative or positive or whatever with her. She wasn't going to church at that time. She wasn't going, but she was telling me about God, and she was saying, you could go to church if you like, sure. So I started going to church with my neighbors down the block, the Fraziers. Not even with your mother. Just not even with my mother, with the Fraziers, the Majority Baptist on Farmers Boulevard. Start going there with them every Sunday faithfully. Now, at that time, I can't really say that I really knew. Okay, I knew it was a God. I know I'm praying to God. I know I'm doing all of this, but I can't say I know him like I know him now. Right. Even at that time. That's why I always say to people, it's very important once your child gets to a certain age that you let him accept and know for themselves. Because anything from that, after being baptized, I mean, you know, Christian, as a baby, anything after that, they don't really know what's going on. No. They don't know what's going on. Mm. You know, so from that part, yeah, you know, I was I do have to say that I baptized my daughter and I didn't baptize my son. Two different human beings. I do. My daughter is calm, my son, ah! Right? I don't know what that have to do with it, but it's just a sidebar. I had to put well, I got baptized at Majority Baptist Church. Me and my mom actually got baptized together. Mm-hmm. That was the second time. Really? For me being Christian, as a baby, being baptized, me and my mom. And I was pregnant with Adonis. Oh, okay. At the time. Yeah, I was pregnant with Adonis at the time, and we got baptized. That's so cool. Together. And it was really good. It was a nice, one thing I can always say about baptism that I remember, it was really nice. You come up with like this glow, and everything just be going great. Right. You know, everything just goes great. Pregnancy was great. Everything was good. Everything was great. But you have to stay in it, you know? You have to stay in it. My thing is, I was baptized, of course, when you're a baby and all that, but after that, as an adult, I just didn't want to get into no big tub of water because people was in the water too. Like before me, you had to get in the water before me. I was like, nah, I'm not getting in the water. I don't know, that water's dirty. I don't know what's going on with that water. So that's how I was. It's a mess. You're a mess. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I've been baptized when I was a baby. I'm good. I'm not getting into that water. Right. So, I mean, you know, I'm not baptized as an adult, but, you know, if I do get there as an adult, that has to be only my water.
Yeah,
I don't want no one to go in there.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I've been baptized again as an adult because, you know, me changing my denomination,
Right.
I was baptized into Seventh-day Adventist faith.
Right.
Yeah, and I wanted to be baptized because I needed to get rid of all of whatever was going on prior to what was going on, and I needed to be baptized. Yep, and I felt good because I felt good. I found the truth. I felt
clean.
Yes,
refreshed.
I felt clean. I felt refreshed. It's a new life.
Yeah, and you know, it deterred me as well as the churches because it's like they was all about money. They're passing around the plate
Let's talk about that. We can talk about that for a minute because that's why I say you have to be in with God. You know, I'll give you an example. So my mom, when we start going to church, right? She looking what she give, you know, and I had $1 in my hand, and this is what my mother said to me, and this is what changed my tithe and offering, and I got more into tithe and offering, more into things, and so she said to me, she looked over and said, "Wow, I'm not judging you, but that's all you give is $1. I don't know how far you think God is going to work that dollar out." That's exactly what she said to me in the church. I ain't never gave $1 again in my life. And then as I went on in my walk, I know that I'm giving to God. I'm giving to the Lord. And whatever you decide to do with that money, you're going to have to pay for that. The person who is the man of God, you're going to have to pay for that. You know, if you're not doing the right thing with it, you know, with that
deterred me from going to church because I just didn't like that, you know, coming out with the Benz and the BMWs, the passes and all that.
See, so that's the difference. That's the difference between a Baptist church or just as ran, or in Seventh-day Adventist.
I'm being honest. When I see that Seventh-day Adventist, my kids went to the school, and I was like, "Oh, this is different." Like, oh my gosh, it's not money, money.
Because you're not opening up your own church. So, for example, me and you, we go open up a church. We get ordained. We do the whole thing. We go open up a church. We're collecting tithes and offerings. We don't have a convention. We don't have a people that hold us accountable for this money that we're collecting from the people, the church.
But it's not like a tree and have the entities and
yeah. So, but I tithe faithfully. I do. I've been doing it, you know, ever since my mother said that, and plus, I've seen God do a lot of things, you know, for me in my life. And it's not for like people with mega, because like I said, I've been around. Let me tell you, once you start that hooting and hollering and telling me I should dig deep down and start coming out with all these $1,000 and saying things like that, oh, you done lost me.
Yeah.
You lost me. And I will sit there and I'll just look at the other people because I know what's real and I know what's not real. And that's what it's about too. You have to know what's real.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know your relationship with you and God is a relationship with you and God first and foremost. Forget all of that other stuff first. You know, you want to first establish that, you know?
Yeah, because when I was feeling like that, somebody was telling me, you know what, Keisha, don't worry about what they doing in church. Just go because of you. Go because that's what you need. That's what you want. God's going to give X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. But, you know, me and my mom, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it's like a scam to me.
I know. I've been through it too. I've been hurt. The church has hurt me. I've been through some things where I had to dig deep down. I know God and say, well, hey, you know how that verse go, oh, Lord, forgive them for they know not what they do. That's what I have to say. And I had to move on, you know, because I love God. I love church. I love the way it makes me feel. I love to go there and just leave everything that has happened at the week or has happened in my life. It's just like an automatic feeling when you step in the door. I can't explain it. It's magical. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I feel so good. So what I've learned, and like I have told other sisters too in Christ, I ain't gonna let nobody keep me from God's house. Nobody. I'm not gonna let you keep me. If you got some issues, you know, it's a sick room for sick people. We're all sick. We need to go there for something. So you should be going there to get what you need. I should be going there to get what I need. You know,
and not be judging. And don't even judge me for who I'm actually praying to or what have you, because, you know, everyone have their own God or what have you. You got Allah, you have Buddha, you have this, you have that, you know.
Right.
So be it. You know, I've been through all of those. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I've done read all the Quran. I've been through all those things, trying to find the place where I need to be at.
Right. Trying to find the truth. Trying to find the true place where you belong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like Dimple said that she don't tithe, but you know she do give church, and that's good. I don't tithe as much as I should, you know, but I believe that you should. You know, I didn't before because, like I said, I felt like my money was going to like their Benzes, the BMWs, and their lifestyle rather than, you know, putting it to the church or what have you. So, but yeah, you know, when it comes to tithing, I do as much as I can. Like Dimple said, it's the mega churches that she said who do those things. But what about the dude in Brooklyn, that black that black pastor who, you know, wear Versace, doing all those things, get all everybody's money and everything, and he's lit from head to toe.
So once again, it's like a business, because if you don't have a church or a convention of something that's been in place, you know, beyond me and you, beyond we just open up Tamisha and Keisha, I don't know, Victory Life Church. Who is controlling Victory Life?
Right.
Just me and Tamisha and Keisha. So now Tamisha and Keisha, Lord forgive me, we're going to have all kinds of things going on because we're collecting the people's... I'm just saying, you got to keep it real. We're collecting the people's stuff.
And we're lying.
You're supposed to pay the lights and the gas, and you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, your people, but you can't say everybody does that.
Yeah.
And they get a huge tax bracket, you know, no tax, you know. So, I mean... It's a business.
Even at my mother church, like every time I turned around, they needed money for the roof. I'm like, is the roof fixed already? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't understand this.
Now, the last church that I was at before
90 days, they needed money for the roof.
The last church I was at before CWC, I enjoyed being there at DBC because he let you know, the pastor let you know as soon as you came there, the church is paid for. So your tithes and offering ain't going nowhere to the church. And I love that. The church is paid for. So everything that the tithes and offering did, it went to whatever activities they was doing in the church.
Yeah.
Because they let you know once you join as a membership and you come to the membership classes, they let you know about the church. They let you know about everything. And I love that. Yeah. Totally honest, totally up front.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing I do like, you know, so that's why I like, you know, went to church as well. And even when I had my daughter, I went to church even more and stuff. I didn't want to be hood. So who wants to go to God? She got me right now. I'm in the street like, yo, what up? You know what I'm saying? My daughter, I'm a woman, I'm a lady, you know, so I want to like tone it down a little bit, you know. Yes. And just, you know, live a better lifestyle per se and try to believe. But as far as a human being, like somebody who's like there, I just believe in like in spirituality per se. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like not just like there's a human being that I'm talking to, really, you know. Right. It's within me.
Right. Yeah. Well, the Holy Spirit is within you, you know. Exactly. That's what directs us and guides you, you know. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So who brought you closer to God? God?
I mean, I don't want to be that close because then I'll be dead. But I'm just saying.
No, I said who brought you closer? Who brought you closer? Remember our question? I didn't say CCC. No, that's the wrong thing, Dimples. I've never been to CCC a day in my life. I said CWC. I've never been to CCC. I said CWC. It's a 7-day Adventist. That's the church that I remember. Not CCC.
She know what 7-day Adventist because they had that back in Antigua. That's what they do back there. The 7-day Adventists, and they so mean and like structured like a military school and stuff like that.
Well, they have changed a lot now. They have changed a lot now. Oh, you were just saying about you. Oh, okay. I didn't read it. I'm sorry, Dimples. Hey, girl. So, who brought you closer to God?
Who brought me closer to God?
Yeah. That's what about
myself.
Okay.
I would say myself, yeah, because I was just tired. You know what I'm saying? I was really tired. I was tired of selling drugs. I was tired of hopping at the cars, you know, getting bullet shot. I was just tired.
Me too.
So I'm like, gosh, what can I do? I'm just tired, yo, you know.
I was tired
so I just sat down, just started praying, reading my devotionals and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I got into that white dude. What's his name?
Joel
the white dude. I call him Joel because when I growing up, Joel is Joel. You understand what I'm saying? But Joel, I'll take that.
I used to watch Joel Osteen. You know, I watch everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm about the word. I love the word. I love a good word.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know people talk about him. They say all kinds of things. People say all of this. I'm the type of Christian, you got to get what you know, and you got to know the truth. And when you know the truth, things can't shake your spirit.
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
the word. You don't be all around trying to figure out doing every other thing besides listening to the word and trying to get what
true.
The message is. What's the message for today? What is the message? What's the good news?
It's true.
You know?
It's so true.
I used to like Joel Osteen too, but then for me, this is, Joel Osteen, for me, he was on milk still. And to me, he's still on milk. I'm on meat. I need something a little bit stronger to get me through the week, to get me with my family,
and he says
to
the
get where
same
I have to go.
Over and over and over.
Yeah, I need
different paraphrases. Like,
exactly. I need somebody to break down to the Bible to me. I need you to tell me what these things mean. I need to know what they mean because, a lot of it is symbols and messages, and we don't know. The regular person can't, really translate certain things.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't read the Bible. Like, I've never read the full Bible, but growing up, like, thee, thou, thou, like, oh, are you kidding me? Where's the English? You know what I'm saying? So that's like, oh my gosh, here's a
James version. But now you got the New King James version,
right?
That's and you got a few other versions,
the
and
English
like I always tell people,
and stuff like that, right? That's
together.
what I actually can.
I've taken out all of them.
Yeah.
We put them all out together, side by side. Make this one say that and say, oh, it do say it and say a different thing. And my mother used to always say to me, and I always say to babe, I don't care who you are. You could be Jesus, come down. I'm going to pull up the Bible too and make sure he's saying what it said. Because my mother said people make up their own words. So I always have my phone, the Bible. You say flick to, okay, Malachi, okay, let me go there. Let me see, make sure it follow and say what it say. Because people say what they want to say.
It's true.
Right. So I like to go to the word.
It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
and who brought me closer to God?
I like the NIV.
Let me see. Who brought me closer to God? Me and God and life. Life brought me closer to God. That's what I'm saying.
Everything that you've been through and stuff, the struggles
all the stuff I've been through, struggles, raising my son, working, people, envy, jealousy, heartache, pain.
You try to stay content before you even blow somebody's head. Exactly. So you have to actually, seriously speaking.
We say, now I can say more about, I know he exists because I have been through so many things and been a lot of places where it wasn't nobody else there but me. My
mother used to say, okay, you don't believe in God? When you're in trouble, don't say, God help me. You got out of that.
And I used to tell people this is what I tell people. If you don't believe in God, get yourself in some trouble. Get in some trouble. Where there's nobody else but you. And let's see how much you believe in God. Let's see.
Love your hair, Tamisha. That's what Dimple said.
Oh, thank you.
I'm telling you. It was true.
Something for Florida, girl. It's so hot down here. It's 90 degrees. I didn't even go outside today. Well, it was 84. It just cooled down. It was high 91. And right now, every day is like 90. And let me see. We got so how does my life differ now that I brought God into my life? Well, now I know that he really exists. I know before I get bent out of shape, I should pray first and go to him first, and things will work out way better than me just trying to go on my own. Yeah. I know, and I've learned for sure, especially through all the deaths and the things that he has shown me, that I'm only allowed to plan to a certain part of my life because God has his own plan for my life. And his plans are not my plans. So I don't plan things out like I tell people. Like people are like, oh, we're going to do this too. I don't know that. Because I've seen people drop like this. Yes. My mother, people we ain't going to even go through. Yes. I've seen things happen like this. So I don't plan like that because God has his own plans. And what you may thinking is going to happen next week or 2 weeks from now, it might not happen. And I've actually been proven that. Yeah. He showed me that so many times. Yeah. So with that, that's why I pray first before I start my day. Yeah. I get up in the morning, I say my prayers, I do my meditation, I do my little devotion, I read my little Sabbath school, and I start my day. So that way he could direct my path for the day or which way I need to go.
Like even when I used to go into work and stuff like that, like I didn't care if I was late for work, I stayed right outside and read my devotional. If I'm 5 minutes late, so what? Oh, you're late. I don't care. I was reading my devotional. What you gonna tell me? I'm telling you that I'm praying. You can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
And that's good too because, all other religions, they don't care what's going on. They're going to stop and they're going to pray. And we need to be the same way about our God. we need to stop whatever we're doing, wherever
That's
we're
why,
at.
yeah, I don't play, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play. I tell them, listen, don't play with me. Don't play with me. But, you know, it taught me to be a little more calmer.
Right.
You know, control myself, my attitude and stuff like that. Don't fly off the top, you know. Actually, like, take a breather first and, like, talk to God before anything actually really, before you even act out, you know.
Right. Yes.
You know, talk to him first, because when you act out, the first reaction,
it's not good, especially if you're upset. You know,
that might be
so
your
I
last
always
reaction.
say, can you please guide me, guide my words, guide my tongue. Even when I have to go do something, a meeting or some things I have to do, I always say, guide my tongue. Just let it flow. Give me the words that you would like for me to say. Because, man, if I use my words, this might not come out right.
Yeah.
You know, help me to control my emotion. Because, you know, once you go into emotion, you done lost it. It's over.
Exactly.
Once your emotions kick in. So, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I don't let anything bother me. And that's the thing. People think that, oh, you're so nonchalant. You so this. Listen, it is what it is, yo. God take care of it. I always say God take care of it.
Yeah, God will take care of it. And so, you know, that had, what you say in that statement, that has became really true in our lives. Because I know for sure now God will take care of it. It makes no sense for me to just keep looking or worrying, because you know how they say by and by, it's the truth.
Yep.
You look back a year, because you can look back now from where you are now, from where you came from, and he took care of it.
Yeah. That's how I look at it too, because I could have been dead or in jail or something.
Yeah,
but
me too. I could
all
have been
the
dead,
obstacles
in
that
jail.
you've gone through,
right?
You're here, and you're here for a reason, because he wants you here.
Yeah, you have a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and I found that out a while ago. Like, you know, years ago, they used to tell you, find what your purpose is here. What is your purpose here on this earth? You know, and I think once everybody find out what their purpose is, they're able to function better as well. Like my purpose, I know my purpose is to help people, straight like that. That's what I do. Whether it's family, always been like that. Friends, it's always been like that. You know, my son's friends, always been family, help people, just always help people.
Exactly,
straight up like that. Give people a helping hand, a guidance if they need something, wherever I could help. That's really the purpose.
That's why I actually wanted my kids to actually go to like private school. You know, I mean, they went to Catholic school, they've been to all the private school, like all over the place. Like, it's one God, so let me experience everything. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think
you know,
see, you get educated because you get to know, and then you get to know.
Exactly. Because when I was growing up, it's like, in your household, your parents just put that God, that's it. That's what it is. They don't give you no option. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they had option. They went to Catholic. It was okay with the SDA. They preferred that better because it was mostly black people, as opposed to the Catholic schools, like white people. They couldn't. Okay. But the SDA, they like that a little bit more. They like that better. Right. It was much more entailed to their lifestyle and to what they're preaching.
It sounds like it. I cried when I went and joined STA, and I was sitting there and they was talking about, you know, school and kids, and I was just so sad. Like, wow, how come I didn't know this about for my son? Because I would have sure had my son up in there. He would have not been going to a public school. Yeah. So then I said to Adonis, well, you know, your grandkids will be in SDA school. It's no doubt about it. As soon as they come in here, I'm taking them. I'm doing it. I want to put them. Yeah.
Because I think if they went to public school, we didn't have problems with the teachers, with the parents. We didn't have problems, you know?
Right.
Because even the parents are structured. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know? So we definitely had some problems up there.
So it's a different curriculum. It's just different. Yeah. And I think that our children deserve that. Yeah. Yeah, I think they do.
Absolutely. Yep. And so we supposed to that was good. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good.
Yes, God is good. One more thing. Do you instill God in your children's life?
Yes, I do. I instill it in their life. That's why they went to the Catholic and the SDA, the public schools, because like I said, the public schools are trash. I grew up in the public schools. I know what it is. Yes. It was worse back then. I can imagine right now. And like I said, they would have went to public school, Tamisha. Somebody would teachers, I mean, fight the teachers, the parents, or somebody. You know right. Yeah. Yeah. So well, Adonis went to public school.
Adonis went to public school. I didn't get him in Catholic. I wasn't going to do Catholic. I didn't know about SDA, you know. And he went, and he did good. By the grace of God, everything worked out good. And then he went to specialized high school, you know, and he graduated from high school, you know, so, you know, it worked out. And I installed him, and he knows about God, and he was active in the church. He used to be a drummer.
Oh, okay.
The drum in the church and
You
stuff.
know, I was drummer boy. Okay.
Right. So yeah. So our kids, you know, they'll be well.
Yeah.
You know, train up a child in the way they should go.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Me
You
neither.
know, yeah. You have to have some kind of structure. I just call it structure.
Yeah,
like I said, basic instruction before leaving Earth. Some
right,
kind
because
of structure.
we had structure, even though, you know, so they say you out there, you know, my mother always prayed for me, you know, you wait for your kids, they might go out there, but they will come back because it's instilled in them. And once you instill it in them, they won't go astray.
It's true.
They might, but they come back.
Yeah. I had structure too and everything, but I still want to be outside in the street.
Me too.
You know, like,
me too.
I still sell my coke until Saturday midnight, and Sunday I'm going to church. You know what I'm saying? But
yes, and I still
God
party until 4 o'clock. We party all night, and I still get up and go to church.
God loved me regardless of whatever I was doing. That's how I felt, you know. So when I saw people like Christians, like, oh, they yeah, why do you have your school face on? I am God's child. No matter what I'm doing, I have to answer to Him. You know what I'm saying? He loves me regardless of whatever I'm doing. Right. You know, whether you're a crackhead or alcoholic, whatever it is, it's you and God. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's how I felt. Like, listen, I don't care what I was doing. I know God loves me. I love Him. Let's keep it moving. Right. You know? That's right. Yeah. You know, and like, do you go to church every week? I don't every week. I try to go a few times per year, let's say that. Right. But, you know, I pray every day and everything. I do my Sabbath and stuff. I do my gospel. I watch, you know, TV. I do all those things because I don't necessarily think that you have to be inside of a church to actually feel God, per se. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to tithe, and, you know, it's good to actually go into the house every now and then. Yeah, it is. Because like I was saying earlier, you get to actually get that feeling where you actually get to leave it. It's an automatic feeling when you step, especially if you're stepping in the right house. Even if it ain't the right house and you don't know, you're gonna feel God's presence there. Yeah, you're just gonna feel it, you know. And oh yeah, she said fellowship is good, girl. That's my favorite part. I love fellowship. One of my friends said to me, "So where do you go? You go for God or you go for the food and the fellowship?" I was like, "That's my favorite part." But I love fellowship because that's how you get to really know people. Yeah. Without the fellowship, church is nothing. Yeah. Church is like, I mean, I won't say it's nothing, but you go there and you will feel empty if after all that communion with God, you don't have no people to fellowship. You're supposed to feel full after you leave church. Like, yeah, so you're so right, because I've been to churches and I didn't have no fellowship after, and when I left there, I did feel a little empty. Let me say something. I've been to church when I left, I had to go and play NWA. Don't stop, get it, because I felt like I was just nothing, like nothing was going on. Right. You know? So that's why fellowship is very important, you know. Yeah. That's cool. So that was a good conversation. It was, yes. Thank you. We have our interview with Hersey, Keith Hersey. Yes. He's actually chiming in right now. He's a pharmacist from North Carolina. Yes, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina. So I'm going to add him right now. Yes. Ask him some questions. Whoever needs to ask questions, because you guys know how I feel about pharmaceutical, you know, drugs and stuff like that. Hey, Keith. Yeah. How are you? Hi, Keith.
Oh, I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Great. I'm Keisha. I have Tanisha right here. Hi, Keith.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Good to meet y'all.
Likewise. Oh, nice to meet you as well. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. I see that you're a pharmacist and you're in North Carolina, right?
Yes. We're in Durham, North Carolina, Hersey Pharmacy. We're an independent pharmacy, Black-owned, in Durham. So we've been open for a little over 3 years. And we're in the Woodcroft Shopping Center. So in South Durham. So we invite anybody to, you know, come by, and if you're not satisfied where you're at, I know a lot of people in Durham, well, especially with the big change that they're getting, you know, like poor service. A lot of times the places are understaffed and high turnover.
Really? At pharmaceutical places?
Yeah.
At pharmacies?
Pharmacies. Yeah. So especially at a lot of the big places like CVS and Walgreens now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
They have a lot of well, they just have to do so much now, and they don't have enough. They don't hire enough people to do all the things that they want them to do, and people, leave and quit. And so if you like and I know I used to be in that world, um, uh, working for a chain, and if you're like understaffed and you're just running, just trying to get scripts out the door, then it hurts. Kind of like you can't really develop the relationships with your patients because you don't have time because you're so busy just trying to get scripts filled and get people in and out of the pharmacy that you don't build that type of relationship with your patients and stuff.
So what got you into this field, like pharmaceutical? Like, I don't like pharmaceutical drugs. I think that when you go to the doctor, it's like they try to cure you and kill you at the same time. But I want to know your understanding. Like, what made you go into this? Do you think that the pharmaceutical pills actually help you?
Well, I went into it because well, I was working in healthcare and in the medical laboratory, but I wanted to do something where I was working more directly with patients. So I changed careers and went to pharmacy school in my 30s. Um, so I enjoy working with people. Well, I think they have a place. But I think that one of the things that I'm working toward now is looking at more holistic solutions.
You are.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So I'm working more like I've been studying up on like functional medicine and trying to reduce the dependence on like pharmaceutical products, go in more like natural.
Yes.
Like with supplements and also with just with like lifestyle choices
Right.
will be more beneficial. One of the things that I'm currently in the process of launching is an individual health coaching for especially with type 2 diabetics. To go like working with me one-on-one to get them either reduce the medications that they're on, and in some cases eliminate the medications. I know that I'm being a type 2 diabetic myself, that a lot of times the medications can get pretty expensive, even with co-pays.
Right. Yeah.
Like everybody knows about like insulin, how that's through the
Right.
cost of that's through the roof, and a lot of the other products, and even the newer products that they're using to help with diabetes and weight loss, like the Wegovy's and Mongeros, and those are really expensive items. And so even if a lot of times, even if you get your insurance to cover it, you may have $100 copay for that every month for that, even with insurance.
So are you changing your direction because you feel and you know that these pharmaceutical drugs aren't as what they say, that they actually tear you down more than actually build you up?
Well, I'm moving because I think that the human body is pretty amazing. That a lot of the tools that we have is already God given.
Yes.
And and then those not everyone's case. There's, like I said, there's certainly place for medications, especially with acute conditions and stuff like that. But over the long term,
Right.
with this, a lot of them, the products now have side effects. A lot of times if you go on them, especially with diabetes medications, that you'll end up adding more and more over if your diabetes is not under control, you'll end up adding more and more over the years and stuff. And like I said, that can get like expensive even with insurance, because like I said, most of the insulins and the newer products, they're very expensive. and even with copays, like a lot of times you can have anywhere from
why is it so expensive for the insulin? Can you please explain that?
The reason to explain it, because you have a few companies that make it, and they basically have a monopoly, and
They're playing Russian roulette with people's lives, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have they have a monopoly, and so they will say that they charge more with this to make up for the other medications that are expensive, but they may not be used as much, or they may have expensive clinical trials, but the products don't, fail to be able to come to market, and they spend all the money in the clinical trials and research to try to develop a drug that fails. So they'll say, like, well, they'll try to make up for it by something like something like insulin, and really charging the price to kind of make up for the medications that are either expensive, not used very much, or the ones that don't make it to market.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so your pharmacy is in the black neighborhoods, per se. Your pharmacy that you own is in black neighborhood.
Well, it's in a suburban area.
Okay, so you're in the white neighborhood.
Well, it's a
that's
like a diverse neighborhood.
I don't know, because that's great. You know what I'm saying? We need to be inside their neighborhoods too. So that's what I'm asking.
So we're in like a suburban shopping center.
So how is your pharmacy different from a big box pharmacy? Like a CVS or
well, the
Walgreens?
biggest thing that we do is that we have like personal relationships with our patients.
That's important.
We don't have, we have just me and a few other staff members, and it's been the same since we started. We don't have like turnover, like you'll see somebody new next week and the week after.
You can build relationships and rapport.
So we really pride ourselves on building relationships with our patients, and that way we can, if they have any kind of issues, we can work with them, or if we see something that may be an issue, we can bring it up to them, or ask them if they want us to contact their prescriber about certain issues and stuff. So we have like, a really good rapport with our patients, and that's probably like the biggest difference. So you come in, we know your name. I mean, we go to a big box store, they might know your name, maybe if the same person is there that was there the week before. So but and like I said, we just really pride ourselves on that, and having that relationship. And we're trying to become more just kind of like a health center, where like you can place where you now get prescriptions filled, you can get information about different disease states. We have alternative products such as CBD products. Also have a lot of nutritional supplements that they're a little more expensive, but they're high quality, and you get what you pay for. Most of the stuff that you see, there's the that you see on the shelves in the grocery stores and places like that, the quality is not very good, and they're not regulated, so you may be getting a third or less of what you pay for, and you get a lot of fillers, a lot of chemicals you don't need, so we have products that are pretty pretty pure, not a lot of fillers and organic materials, so you're getting you're getting what you pay for.
That's awesome. We need that. Yes.
Yeah, we definitely do need that. Wow. I'm just like, because you're like the first person I saw that actually own a pharmacy who is black, so I'm like, I'm intrigued, and hats off to you, and for actually teaching the community as well about holistic stuff, because myself and Tamisha, really holistic, kind of people, woman, all that medication and stuff like that, we rather do without and try to heal ourselves with natural products and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I said. So, the less you can use it, the better, because just a lot of times that you may have, like, long-term effects with some medications, is
Yes.
taking them for years on end,
Right.
without
Yes.
stopping. So and most of the medications, when they were created, they were created to be short-term fixes, not that
Right.
you would
Long
be.
So my
term.
question
Right.
is, if you have an ailment and they make that medication for that ailment, why is it that you have to? Oh, this is good for your ailment, but it might cause blood clots. It might cause you to die. It might cause you to choke. It might cause you all these other ailments along with the ailment that you have already.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, that, well, one of the things that, to have a product approved by the FDA, they have to list every, if it's like above like 0.5% chance of happening, they have to, that's why they do that real fast when they do the commercials.
Yeah,
Right.
but my thing is, if you making something for something, why just can't it be for that thing?
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, they making it for that one particular thing, but then if you take that one thing for that one thing that's bothering you, you're gonna have 20 more things bothering you.
Because it's like he said, it's supposed to be short term. So let's just say
Right.
hypothetically, right? You have this thing, right? 7 days you're supposed to be on this medication, right? So let's say in 7 days, right? You're fine. You nothing happens. You don't have any outbreaks. You're good. Nothing of that happened to you, right? But now you're on it longer than 7 days. Let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe now some of those side effects are going to start kicking in because you wasn't even supposed to be. It was supposed to clear up. So now other things start to linger.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and even with cancer, I know a couple of people who had cancer and they didn't take the medication that the doctor prescribed. They went holistic and cancer is gone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
people
I
don't
know
believe that.
stories like that too. A lot of people
So
don't believe that too, but it's true.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, people don't believe it. Do you believe that? Being that you're in the pharmaceutical world, do you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that there are, natural and holistic, things that you can do to help with, with certain cancers. So, like, every individual is different, and you have to look at kind of like what your
Right.
situation is.
Yes.
But there are, homeopathic, things that work. Especially the biggest thing is, it's just like a lot of times, like, diet is a big thing that can help stem or reverse the health conditions, because
Yes, sir.
a lot of times with cancer, and matter of fact, most of our major diseases, the source of it a lot of times is inflammation.
Yeah.
So you have to
Mucus and
Yes.
reduce,
stuff,
like,
right.
the inflammation in your body. That's usually has like the biggest effect. And if you find, and
Yes.
we have so many natural products that have built-in anti-inflammatory. We have, like, one thing I think of, like, berries are just so good. Fruits, we have a lot of
Yes.
things that have, high levels of antioxidants, and the antioxidants are really important because they reduce the amount of free radicals in you. And the free radicals are a lot of times the things that help develop, not all cases, but they can help develop into, cancers,
Right.
being in your body and stuff. So, um, reducing, like, the biggest thing I said, like, the thing to be and remain healthy um, is to limit the amount of inflammation in
Yes.
your system.
Yeah.
And like I said, inflammation has a purpose, because if you get, seriously injured, and your body needs that to stop the bleeding or stop the spread or something. So that, I mean, but that's what it's meant for. It's for that. It's not meant to be ongoing all the time when you're supposedly healthy, that you still have, inflammation in your veins, you have inflammation, in your limbs, and
Mm-hmm.
and you develop all sorts of different, high blood pressure, arthritis, diabetes. All these
Yes.
things are strongly linked to inflammation.
Yes, sir. There's
So
absolutely.
how can someone who is probably in the medical field, how can they actually be successful like you, who like own a black-owned pharmacy? How can, because we don't have that much. I mean, I'm in New York. I don't really see too many.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's more people that's getting into it. I know. Well, like here in Durham, there's another a black-owned pharmacy. A friend of mine that owns a black-owned pharmacy in Durham, and in our area in the Raleigh-Durham Triangle, there's a couple of people that own pharmacies, and I think that's becoming in Charlotte. I know at least a couple of people that own pharmacies in the Charlotte area. So it's more people. I think a lot of people people like where I'm at, they usually they may have been working for the big chains and might have gotten burned out, or might have decided, got frustrated with all the bureaucracy and just wanted to start their own pharmacy. So I think you're seeing more and more people doing that. And I think because a lot of pharmacists are frustrated, like I said, and a lot of times in these big chains, the work conditions aren't very good. And people are looking for ways out of it. So you have more people that are doing entrepreneurial, like let's say, like some people starting pharmacies, some people are doing health coaching, some people are working like remotely with patients. So so it's I think it's something that's growing, growing slowly but kind of steadily.
Yeah, because I feel like, that's the pharmaceutical world is like the white world. They don't want us to touch that world. That's their world. That's their money.
Can I chime in on that? I don't think that, pharmaceutical actually, I used to be a pharmaceutical technician. I never told you. Pathmark Drugstore. When Pathmark Drugstores were around, they had a pharmaceutical program.
Yeah.
I was in that pharmaceutical program before Rite Aid. Actually, Rite Aid took over Pathmark Drugstores. This is back in the day.
Yeah.
And they had a pharmaceutical program. And it was a lot of African American, as me, myself, was in there. And it was where you could go and be in there if you wanted to be in there.
So
and I had to say
what
that
happened? What's going on with
because
it?
a lot of people went to other things. I don't think they thought that pharmaceutical. See, when I was growing up, pharmacy and pharmaceutical was a big thing. People wanted to be pharmacists.
It was for me too.
Yes, we wanted to be a pharmacist. We wanted to be a pharmaceutical. I was in a pharmaceutical tech. Right, exactly. So I don't know what happened. And phlebotomist. I wanted to do phlebotomy. That was a big thing around our time.
Right.
So somewhere around along the line, I think with our people, maybe the parents, we chose a different career. And I want to say in the black community, we showed something else. And we forgot about pharmacy. We forgot about pharmaceutical. Because think about it, when we were growing up, that's all we had was little pharmacies on the corner before a Rite Aid, a CVS. Let's think back.
Those Indians.
Right. We didn't have that. We didn't have these big chains. We were actually sad when the big chains came. Think about it. Think back. Think back. When you didn't have Dr. Elderby or whoever on the corner that you could go around the corner and get your prescription. It's exactly what he's saying. We had the togetherness. We had the personal. We don't have that no more. See, he's in the South. We're in New York. So.
Yeah, I've never been to that many pharmacies because I wasn't on no drugs to go to the pharmacy like that.
And I grew up in a neighborhood where we did have a lot of private pharmacies. And then, just like that, Walgreens came. And then, Pathmark Drugstore came. And then Rite Aid. And then Walgreens.
And Dwayne Reed and all those extra big chains and stuff. Like they market that for those kind of people and just left us out the way,
Right.
Like
and I think we didn't think we had a place.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's been really challenging for like independents be going against the big guys. Cause like said that it's hard to compete with with price. They get a lot bigger discounts on their medications and supplies and stuff like that.
I'm answering some of we have a few people on, so they're chiming in. They said nothing beats a neighborhood pharmacy.
I haven't been to too many of those. I've been outside of the pharmacy, but not in.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we'd like to just thank you for what you're doing in the community because like Tamisha said, we need that in the community. Like, you know, I'm tired to going to the store and see like the white faces. See, you know, I want to see my people there. You know, my people talk to me because they know what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just like to say just thank you. You know, and maybe you could actually build some more. Come to New York. Come to Florida.
Right. And
build
maybe
some more Hersey pharmacies around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely we you know, we're just trying to, you know, be a little neighborhood pharmacy for
like
you
it.
know, people. So.
And what's your location in Durham?
We're in, like I said, the Woodcroft Shopping Center, like 4711 Hope Valley Road.
Okay.
Like I said, we're next to a Mexican restaurant called Chubby's. So that's usually like anybody in Durham will just tell them that, then they'll know we're there.
Let me ask you a question before you go. Do you have any thoughts in your mind of opening a second location where you're at? Not where you're at, but in North Carolina.
Not right now. Maybe, you know, maybe further down the line we'll get to a point, you know, where we can look at that. But right now I'm just really concentrating on my store here in Durham.
Okay.
That's
we
good.
appreciate you, Keith, and thank you so
much. Whenever I'm in Durham, we're in Durham, we'll be sure to stop by and check you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah. Yeah, come on by. We'll take care of you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Keith Hersey, for actually just chiming in. It was great talking to you. That's a Black-owned pharmacy in Durham, North Carolina. So whoever's in North Carolinas, go check him out and let him know that we sent you. You know.
Yeah, let him know.
So that was good.
That really was.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys, it's getting hot. You're gonna need that 100% pure aloe vera gel. Like I said in my little story, it's good for plaque. It's good for your skin, your hair, your sunburns, your dry skin, everything. You know. Also the hair oil, the hair booster oil. I made that oil for my mom's when she was going through a cancer. You know, she was going through a chemo, taking her hair out, but that oil actually works. Go to Novi Essentials. Follow Novi Essentials, NOVEI Essentials as well. And just shop online and support. Thank you.
Yes, support. Yeah. And, you know, stay tuned for my next episode of Healing Vibes. I will be talking about food label claims, how we need to learn how to read the back of the labels, and we need to really pay attention to what's going on with these food label claims, and do we really know the definition for each food label claim? So I will be diving in that on our next Healing Vibes episode on Spotify. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you for your donations for those who went and listened to my first podcast. I really do appreciate that.
That's amazing.
Yes, amazing.
And this week coming up, I'm going to be working hard. I have some things coming up for you guys as well, you know. But it's going to be out soon. I know, Tamisha, you got some things coming up this Wednesday.
Yes, this Wednesday, I got some things coming up. I'm very excited. You guys stay tuned. I will be bringing that to you. I'm so excited, you know, just to be, you know, doing what I love and just getting out there. It takes a while when you have to move to a new city and restart, but, you know, I'm staying focused. I'm staying positive. I'm staying prayed up, and I'm just going out there and putting my best stuff forward. Like I said last week, I'm on my New York, because that's how you got to do it, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
You got to do it.
Our sponsor is the Vivian Neilly Project. Vivian Neilly is a nonprofit organization and coalition of organizations, groups, and individuals that strive to eliminate domestic violence, HIV, and AIDS. So visit their organization at the VivianNeillyProject.org or follow them at the Vivian Neilly Project. I'm going to have it up also. So it's the VIVIAN and EILY Project, the Vivian Neilly Project. Go follow her. She's actually located in Georgia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So.
All right. So.
Feed your soul.
Yes, feed your soul. So my feed your soul is attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, and become what you respect, and mirror what you admire.
You got that right. You're not where you need to be today, but thank God you are not where you used to be yesterday. You did your best. Let God do the rest.
Yes. Oh, amen. I like that. I like that. I like that. And so our word of the week is keep it moving. We are going to keep it moving. We are not going to get stuck in one spot. We are just going to keep moving. Let the Spirit lead you. Let it move you to where you need to go.
That's it. Amen.
Amen.
God is good.
God is great.
All the time.
Yes, all the time. God is good.
We'd like to thank you for tuning in today. It's been a great show. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Don't forget to follow, like the Snazzy Lifestyle Podcast. Don't forget to follow T. Miller, Heal Thyself, INC, Novi Essentials. We out here for you guys. Follow us, like, share. We're here. I'm Keisha B.
Tamisha Miller.
We see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.